What's going on, guys? Wes here with Two Brothers Waterfowl. Um, I was going to do a little tutorial video on some basic calls for duck hunting. Just learning how to blow a duck call. I've been duck hunting for about 12, 13 years now. I taught myself how to call. Had a little bit of help from a buddy that knew how to call, but learned most of it myself. And if you're like me, if you're a double reed guy, for me personally, double reeds are a lot easier to learn how to call on. They have a better tone. You don't have to use as much air to call on a double reed call. A lot of people prefer single reed, and honestly, if I could call on a single reed to make it sound good, I would use one myself. But you have to use so much air, and personally, I don't sound good on single reed calls. So I'm a double reed guy, so I carry a lot of calls on my lanyard because during duck season when it's cold, your reeds, they freeze up a lot, unfortunately. You have to clean them out frequently. I have one single reed call on my lanyard that I can sound decent with, and I keep that on there simply because a lot of my double reed calls freeze up. So, but like I said, I've got a few different calls on my lanyard. Like I said, I got a spec call. I don't use it much, but I keep it on there just in case. But I got a hobo, diamond wood hobo. I got an echo diamond wood, R&T double reed, micro hen. I think it's micro hen. Forget what this one's called. A toxic duck call. It's a double reed. And the old whistle. But overall, these are pretty good calls. Something easy and cheap gonna be the echoes. They're really good calls for decent money. I mean, you can spend, you can get the higher end calls, but the cheaper calls are just as good to me. I mean, and they sound similar. They have a little bit different tones, but for overall they sound similar. But my personal favorite, and I've had this call about 4 years now, 5 years, is a hobo diamond woods double reed call. And it's just a really good, I think this is the Bois d'Arc color on it. It's a really good call in my opinion. But yeah, so I learned to call, like I said, about 3 seasons in, and you start off with just a basic quack is the easiest way, in my opinion, to learn. The feed call is different for some people. Some people, they find a little sound that they make into the call, and you kind of trying to mix it up some. You open your hand, and change the volume and change the tone of it with simply opening your hand. First off, the way I hold my call, the way that works for me, is I put it right there in between my thumb like that and wrap my hand slowly around it. You kind of leave airflow through there, and the basic quack, you just need to pull deep air, like use your diaphragm and pull like deep air, kind of make like a sound like that. You want to use deep air, and then that's where you get your quack from. That's your base that you need to start with, is learn how to quack. And then from there you can start putting 3 or 4 notes together and kind of give it a sound. But the basic quack, and I'll do it in the call like this, and you can hear that really deep sound, and that's what you need to get to make the quack. And it goes like this. And again, it's just simply kind of open your hand a little bit, kind of give it a little bit more volume. And if you notice, if you don't open your hand, it's going to sound muffled. So, and then, as you get better with the quack, simply learn to quack first is my preference on that. You can start to put some notes together, like a little simple stuff like that. And a lot of times, depending on whether you're in field or you're in timber or you're just hunting a lake or public land or whatever, like I do, I'm a public land hunter. I don't have private land. And you're going to compete with a lot of other people. And a lot of people, in my opinion, a lot of people don't know how to call and when to call at ducks. And they tend to try to call too much and at the wrong times. One thing that you need to know too that works better for me, is my personal deal. If you got birds coming to you, don't get loud on the call. Be soft, kind of call it soft to them. Just little. Don't don't get out there and, you know, hammer down on it when they're coming at you. And when they're coming in and start finishing, that's when you want to do your feed call. You want to kind of give them a little. And the feed chuckle. And you can do, like a lot of people do, the whole rolling deal. And I can roll my tongue and I can do like a really fast feed call. But oftentimes, if you hear ducks on the water, they do like a rolling feed call in the air. And I'm not really sure why. I don't know if they're looking for food or what, but they do like a really fast rolling call, but that's mostly when they're in the air. When they're on the water, it's like a little bit of a... It's not like a whole lot of consistent, at least in my experience, when I've heard ducks on the water and they are doing a feed call, it's like a little chuckle here and there. It's not like a consistently rolling call or whatever, so... But the feed call is just simply like... kind of like a ticka, 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 ticka. Some people say other things like tuk, 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 tuk. It just, whatever works better for you, you have to learn how to, like, say it fast and say it consistent and then change it up a little bit here and there. Kind of throw a little bit of a different sound to it. But it's just like a simple, just like that. I mean, like I can do a different sounds like that and it makes like a rolling call, like a... like a... And I kind of change it up, but overall, that's simple, basic calls that you need to know that if you want to learn. Hopefully, this helps somebody. Like I said, nobody that I really hunted with, and I still hunt with some guys that can't call, and they have learned, and some of them got better, and some of them can call now. But the guys I first started hunting with, they could call, but some of them couldn't do the feeding call, so I taught the feeding call to myself, basically watching YouTube videos and stuff. But hopefully this helps someone. Any questions or anything, any advice or whatever I can give you, y'all just shoot a comment down below. If you like this video and it helps you out, make sure you subscribe. And like I said, any questions, any comments y'all have, just put them down below. Thank y'all.